Given the function f of x equals the square root of x minus 3, determine the domain and then graph the function. Recall the domain is a set of all possible inputs, or in this case x values, and because x is under the square root, in order for the square root to be real, x must be non-negative, which indicates the domain is x greater than or equal to 0. Let's also graph this interval. Because the interval includes 0, we would have a closed point on 0, and because x is greater than or equal to 0, we have an arrow to the right, and the values approach infinity. Expressing the domain using interval notation, we have the interval from 0 to infinity. The interval includes 0 or is closed on 0, and therefore we use a square bracket to the left of 0, and we use a parenthesis to the right of infinity. Here we have the domain expressed using an inequality, a graph, as well as interval notation. And now to graph the given function f of x equals the square root of x minus 3, we should recognize this is a transformation of the basic square root function graphed below. Any transformation of the basic square root function can be written in the form of f of x equals a times the square root of the product of b and the quantity x minus c plus d. Notice in our case d equals negative 3. This indicates the graph of f of x is the graph of the basic square root function shifted down 3 units. And we can use this to graph the given function f of x. The graph of the given function f of x is the graph of the basic square root function shifted down 3 units, which means if we take key points on the graph of the basic square root function, we would subtract 3 from the y values to determine the corresponding points on the graph of the given function f of x. For example, for 0, 0, the corresponding point would be 0, 0 minus 3, or 0, negative 3. For the point 1, 1, the corresponding point would be 1, 1 minus 3, or 1, negative 2. And for the point 4, 2, the corresponding point would be 4, 2 minus 3, or 4, negative 1. And the x value of 9 is off this coordinate plane, and therefore we won't use this fourth point, but we have enough points to make a nice graph of the given function f of x. This is the graph of the given function f of x. That is the graph of the basic square root function shifted down 3 units. I hope you found this helpful.